Here in Campbell River, there's some new equipment. This is Go Island. I'm Mary Ruth Harris, and you're watching Go Island on Shaw TV's Channel 4. We are right on the site for the new Campbell River Hospital, and it's going to be a great show. You do not want to miss it, so stay tuned. We're going to start right here in Campbell River. We're on site at the Campbell River Hospital build. I'm Mary Ruth Harris, and coming up right now is a story from the Comox Valley. I'm Mary Ruth Harris. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV's Channel 4. We're on location at the construction site, hence the wonderful fashion statement, down to the steel-toe boots, right up to the glasses and the hard hat. Must-haves on this site. Now, we are here because they're building a new hospital. And we've been talking about this for 2 years, and now it's actually happening. Shovels are not only in the ground, but they've got some of the footings poured for ground zero, and Tom Sparrow is here joining us again, Chief Project Officer. Now, explain to me the difference between floor zero and basement.
All right, well, you don't like to use the term basement anymore because that reflects being in a dark, dingy area. When we design our hospitals today, level zero versus the basement actually has a significant number of windows that allow that natural light into the building right from level zero all the way up. So it allows the folks that are working in level zero to appreciate that natural sunlight that others above them have been able to enjoy and appreciate at these facilities.
Awesome. Now, you've got a new piece of equipment here, a great big old crane. Look at the
do.
size of that thing. It's massive.
It's fabulous, isn't it?
Have you been up to the top yet?
No, I actually don't normally climb up to the top of the crane. I let the crane operators take care of that sort of business.
Okay, so it's about 50 meters high?
That's about right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so this thing that's coming over top of us right now, this is called the jib?
The jib or the boom.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's where it picks up, what's it picking up now? It's
Well,
going
as
to
you
pick
see,
up some of the foundations?
if you look at the base here, we're
Yeah.
obviously putting in a lot of rebar.
Right.
And also the form walls. So what you're seeing is that it's actually placing those in the particular areas on the site in order for then, prior to placing the concrete in there. So the concrete will be poured once those forms are put in place.
All right. And so there's somebody way up there in the operator's booth that's running that?
It is. I don't see him waving at us, but you can see in that little canopy there that he's situated there.
Oh, okay.
And of course the boom itself has got a lot of movement there to be able to place those items wherever it might be on site. It's really critical. The folks that actually operate these cranes are very, very specialized in what they do, because obviously it's really critical that health and safety are paramount when you're moving a lot of this heavy equipment.
Of course. Now I have a question. Is there a washroom up there?
Oh.
Because that's very practical.
Unfortunately not.
Okay, so he's got to come all the way down.
Well, I'm sure he's very well prepared for that sort of thing, and he's done this. This is probably not his first rodeo, so I'm sure there won't be any difficulties from that department. But an excellent question.
Well, I'm just curious, right? Because I've never wondered about that. So then all those counterweights at the back, do they move as the different things get picked up from this side?
Actually, no, they're positioned right where they are. Yeah.
Okay, so they stay there, and that keeps the balance of
it's like a pendulum, so it'll hold everything in place.
All right.
Absolutely.
Now, there's a crane like that also going on the Comox Valley site next week, right?
Yes, the crane's going in early next week, the first of the two cranes.
Okay.
And it'll be essentially the same as this one, but actually a few stories higher.
Okay. And so there's a second crane going on here too?
Yep, we've got a second crane that'll be positioned actually behind us right now.
Okay,
that'll probably be put in place here in mid-October.
Okay. We're going to take a short break, but you're going to hang tight and we're going to talk some more. All right, we'll be right back. I'm Mary Ruth Harris. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV's Channel 4. In behind me is where the parkade is going to be here at the new Campbell River Hospital site, which we are on today. We are so fortunate to be able to have this up close and personal look so that we can bring this to you so that you can see how your hospital is being built. These guys are working on the forms that are going to end up being the big cement pillars you see over here. They're just building the grid right now. And right now, we're going to head to Port Alberni. I'm Mary Ruth Harris. You're watching Go Island. Joining me once again is Tom Sparrow, Chief Operating Officer of the Campbell River and Comox Valley Hospital builds. We're on site today in Campbell River. Holy, have you guys got a lot done in the last month and a half.
It's come a long way in that time period. As you can see, we've moved a lot of material.
So way over there behind us, there are trucks hauling massive amounts of material. So how much are we talking?
We're talking between 8,200 and 8,400 tandem truckloads of material that's been removed from the site.
That's a lot of material.
A lot of material. We actually ended up having to use 3 different landfill sites in the area around Campbell River, working with the regional hospital district and the regional district in ensuring that the material that was removed was handled in a very safe manner,
yes,
and that those sites obviously are maintained properly and left in a really, in an environmentally friendly way as well. So we really look very closely at the landfill sites to ensure that they're maintained properly.
And so over there behind us, that's also where the parkade's going, right?
Parkade is actually behind us here.
Oh, behind us here,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And how many floors?
It's going to be about 3 floors.
3 floors.
And the amount of parking on this site will be at least double what we have right now. There'll be a combination of surface parking in many different areas surrounding the hospital, and of course the parkade that will be behind us.
Okay. And what we're looking at here behind you is some major rebar and cement, massive columns. So is that basically what's going to hold the hospital up?
That's right. It kind of works like what we call a universal grid that will support the main frame of the facility. Yeah.
Okay. And it's obviously seismically sound.
Absolutely. I mean, we take these sort of precautions very, very seriously. So whenever we design and build these facilities across the province, seismic proofing is critical. We look at where the seismic zone we're in, and obviously we engineer these facilities accordingly.
Okay. Now, we're up pretty high, and I'm looking at the view. It's pretty spectacular. Like, who is going to be having this view?
It's a phenomenal view, isn't it? It's probably one of the best views on the island. And unfortunately, you'll have to get sick to actually enjoy the view. But the inpatient units are going to be absolutely spectacular. And I think you'll find, from a healing perspective, all of the rooms have very large windows with a small opening.
Nice.
So those views will probably help to in the health outcome aspect of design of the facility.
Okay. So you talked about the windows, and you said they open a little bit.
Yes.
Like they do open.
Yep. There's a little opening in each of the windows to allow some fresh air in. But of course, these HVAC systems are state of the art. Heating, ventilation, air conditioning. So there's an excellent air flow, both positive and negative pressure throughout the facility.
Awesome. All right, well, we're going to catch up with you in a couple of weeks down in Comox Valley, but here we are in Campbell River. Thank you so much for bringing us on site to see all this up close.
Thank you very much, Mary Ruth.
Really amazing, amazing. All right, this is your new hospital being built. We're going to take a short break, but we'll be right back. This is rebar. And this is what's going into the hospital. I can't even budget. These big square columns actually become vertical. They lift them up with great big huge cranes, and then they get utilized to make the columns down there. And there you can see some way over there against those walls, and those are on the outside of the wall, and the walls are going around them. So this could go inside the walls of the new hospital. How cool is that? And now we are going to watch this. So the big excavators are moving ground and soil and rock and being taken off of the site because we don't need it, because we need to make room for the new hospital, which is well underway. They are building level 0 right now, and the next column's up, that'll be level 1, and then level 2 and level 3. And the old hospital is there in the back, and it's still a functioning hospital for the entire time that the new hospital is being built. And then over on this side is where the new parkade is going to go. It's going to have 3 floors, which essentially doubles the number of parking spaces currently available here at the hospital. So that's good. And the view, of course, we talked about the view, it's spectacular. So I want to thank Tom Sparrow for joining us once again, for giving us all the information about what's happening here on site. And we'll be catching up with him in a couple of weeks down in Comox Valley as that build gets underway. I think they're racing, but I'm not sure. Now, tomorrow night, Friday, at Vanier Secondary in the Comox Valley, there is a huge basketball game. Tip-off is at 6 o'clock, and it's between the University of Victoria Vikes women's team and the University of Guelph Griffins women's team. And it's going to be spectacular. And the best part, it is a fundraiser for Canadian Tire Jumpstart. So you can get in by donation, and there's also a silent auction. So bring your checkbook. Jumpstart is a fabulous organization that helps kids get into sports and get over any financial barriers that might be there, because all kids should be allowed to play. Now tomorrow, we are going to bring you the update from the Elk Falls suspension bridge here in Campbell River. So stay tuned tomorrow for that. And in the meantime, have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.